mic check. We ready to go. We good.
You know, to the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth, and those few Aquaf that are actually listening and learning. All right, we're the brothers of the Great Millstone, the branch here in Chicago, an honored guest, and we just gonna go right into this lesson, man, because we're coming up on serious times. There's a video that I reposted. Matter of fact, somebody get Habakkuk 2 and 6 real quick and read it. While I find this video, and I'm gonna send it to you. You can play this video.
You want it now?
Barbecue shop.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they?
To verse 2, brother.
Okay.
Verse 2.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 2. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Right, and see now the visions are speaking, and they're not speaking, they're screaming, they're yelling at you. All right, they're lifting up, the visions are lifting up their voices, you know, like a trumpet. Okay, that's how strong the visions are. All right, you got a precept, brother?
For the title, but I also
okay,
for the video.
okay, Khan, if you did you get that video yet, brother?
Did you text it to me?
Yeah, I did, brother.
Okay, I'm ready to take
Let me finish this verse 3.
Go ahead and finish it, brother.
So, verse 3 again, it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And that's the time we're in of time where it's not tarrying. All the visions, especially the main determination of the Most High God, which is to have a kingdom, a righteous kingdom that's ruled in righteousness by his son Yahushua and the chosen children, the Israelites. And so here it is. All of these things are happening. All right, that's the thing that's ultimately about to happen.
Can I back up one?
Yep.
This is Daniel 9. This is Daniel 9. I'm gonna start at verse 11. And I'm gonna read through it. Yeah, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us, and the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of God, because we have sinned against him. So we got put into the curses because we sinned. Clearly that happened, right? The Lord said it, it happened. He hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil under the whole heaven hath not been done. That is twisting me up. Under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem.
That's right.
So the point was the fact that the Lord said it, he confirmed his words. That's what it means when it says these things shall speak. So as we got put under the curses, these things will come upon you heathens, man.
That's it.
All right, it says in Jeremiah 25, shall they that been called by name be punished, and you all together be unpunished? So it's written that these curses shall come upon you. So these things happening to us, it's happened. You're going to get it, man. The prophecies will speak at the end. The Lord has confirmed his word.
That's it. And
It's got to happen.
That's right. And it's going to come to you, the kingdom being translated to another.
Yeah.
All that transition period.
Yeah, the martial law, the economic collapse, the famine.
Famine.
Yep.
Yep.
That's spirit.
That's it. All right. So, did you want me to play the video?
Yeah, go ahead, right ahead, brother.
All right, come. With the last one you sent me first.
The last one, then we'll go into the
first one.
because that's going to lead to the first one.
Okay.
You just listen to him speak, and then somebody can look up this Operation Lockstep too. All right. And Event 201 is definitely something that we can't talk about it too much. Got to be careful because they'll hit the video on that. But just know that Event 201 was an event that took place right before this whole thing kicked off. Event 201 was an operation that was headed up by the Bill and Melinda Gates organization, and they were working with the WHO and other things and other entities, and it was basically about it was a what do you call it when you're doing a pretend thing?
Mock
A mock or exercise on in the event that the scenario that if a simulation. Thank you. It was a simulation done on how they would react worldwide if there was a worldwide pandemic, and then right after that, because that was in August. That was in, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the event 201 took place in November or either September or November of 2019, and then the same event that they were practicing for happened for real in January, a month later, or a couple, So there you go.
That goes, and I never mentioned the meme earlier, but it's a spirit. The meme, it was like a dude doing a face, like a weird face, like now you believe, and it said, when you look at your conspiracy theorist friend, and I have to admit that he's been right all along. There was an RT article, I believe it was RT. He was a government official. He just said that the reason why shit won't go back to normal is because of the unwatered. And they mentioned the article. They mentioned the conspiracy theories. They said all these conspiracy theories floating around, and then you double down on this. Basically, only confirms what they've been saying.
Right. It confirms. Right, exactly. That's the thing. They call it a conspiracy theory. I'm looking at all the names and they're making mockery of it and they putting all this stuff. But the fact is everything that these conspiracies are saying is actually happening, real time. Just saying. And we're not going to name anything or say any names or anything. Keeping it very general. But all I'm saying is that when you were looking at the screen and you were looking at the names that they were calling it and basically saying this is a conspiracy theory about so and so, this is a conspiracy theory, fact checked on this conspiracy theory, and then when you look into the information, that's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
I mean,
So
that's
just saying.
That means it's viral.
All right. Hey, they even showed you in Men in Black, man, which was a make-believe movie. But when he was doing all his investigative work, what did he go to? He went straight to the Inquirer, to the trash magazines, or what do they call those magazines? There's a name for them.
What the hell is called? It's tabloid.
Tabloid magazine. He was like, man, he said tabloid magazines, and then he just gave him a look like that's what basically what that meant in that particular movie is that you could trust the tabloids over the mainstream. Because what he said, what's in the tabloids really should be on the evening news, but they're not putting it in the tabloids. And so he's doing his research in the tabloids, and then he's going hunting down and catching things. All right? But he couldn't do that using the mainstream media, MSM, because MSM is controlled propaganda. It's not information, it's indoctrination. Mainstream media, MSM is indoctrinating you. They're forcing you to think a certain way. It's like doing jiu-jitsu and you do a certain grip and a certain move to get a certain response out of the person. The most you can predict what they're gonna do by the way you grab them, and so you're already ready to counter them because you already know what they have to do to get away or control you. So it's a setup, if that makes any sense.
Absolutely. All right, you tell your. You ready for it? Ready for it? He said, look up, one of the brothers said, look up Clay X. That's the host, John Hopkins.
Oh, John Hopkins, yeah.
For health security, he's hosted the Clay X pandemic tabletop exercise. That's back in 2018. And Clay X simulation reveals the United States is not prepared, basically, for the whole same premise. But I'll look at that in a minute, but I'm going to play this for you.
Anybody watching this been paying attention sees what's going on. Our government's insolvent. They're about to go bankrupt. We don't.
And before you play it, one last thing. Now that he said that, I set out the gate. I didn't know which angle that they were gonna go. But one thing that I did know is that this whole thing that we're going through was to hide what's going on now with the crash of the dollar. All right, that I said it and I stuck to it and I believe it, and it's exactly what it is. What you're experiencing is that finally the dollar is revealing itself to be weak and worthless, and they could not just let the dollar fall, because if they just let it crash, then it was evident that they just fucked up everything like they always do. Now they have something to blame it on. Well, it's because of this and because of that and because of the non-compliers and blah 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 blah. All right, but the fact is that you would remember before this thing went global, you were already in the midst of a retail apocalypse and all these different bubbles that were about to burst. Housing, car, student loans, credit card bubble. Everything's at an all-time high. Suicide at an all-time high. You had 40 million Edomites that died from opioid overdoses over the last 20 years. So America was getting hit with a lot of stuff, all at the same time, and the dollar was, and the fact that all these places were closing up, retail after retail after retail was shutting down. 100-year-old companies, 50-year-old countries, 75-year-old companies that had hundreds of stores, thousands of stores, and all of a sudden they were just going under.
And countries were not needing the American dollar anymore because the BRICS and whatnot had set up things in reserve and gold in the background where they didn't need the American dollar, so they had no place to go with the dollar that they had, so they had to bring it back somewhere.
Well,
and throw
when
it away.
when companies stop using, and corporations and countries start putting their money elsewhere, that money's going to come right back to the United States.
Yeah,
that's going to cause hyperinflation.
Yeah, around 2013 or 12, Russia and China began trading with each other with their own currency. Exactly. And so that build up and all the other nations that have joined unto them and what they're doing. And because I thought that we would get here a lot sooner. I didn't know. I didn't think when China and Russia announced that they would no longer be dealing in American currency and they started dealing with each other in their own, I thought it was going to be a lot sooner. None of us were counting on quantitative easing. All right, and then this is what the Lord wanted to do. Clearly, the other camps have sprung up since then. A lot. Right, it was still a lot that needed to be done. All right.
I got a precept for
No, I was saying to prove that the dollar's done. Look at how everybody is going into these cryptocurrencies. All right, now you got a lot of cryptocurrencies popping up. Now they talking about Shibu and all these other different currencies. Right, but they trying to have their money elsewhere. So when the dollar crashes, they still have something.
Right, and none of it's going to work because now the Federal Reserve now has its own digital currency. So it's a wrap on all others, that's what's going to cause the war.
People are taking out loans to get digital currency. All it takes is a dip, and you can't pay your loan back. Everything folds. USDs, crypto, all that shit. This place is through. I got this second Ezra 16. The point is 21. I'm starting 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So the Lord has been plaguing this world for a long time to give you a chance to repent, to amend, to change. But for all these things, they should not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. They forget about it to remember they let her in. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. That's what Malcolm mentioned. He mentioned that the retail apocalypse, the bubble, all right, from car bubble, housing bubble, the debt bubble, all this is already
used
been
car
established.
bubble. What kind of shit is that?
Right. People not even able to buy used cars.
The used cars prices are going up and up.
But the new cars are actually going down too, because I just was driving it when I was going to Indianapolis. They selling F-150s for $20,000.
Well, they're trying to get
brand new. They trying to get rid of
They need money.
brand new F-150s for $20,000.
Victuals shall be so good cheap.
Right.
Yeah,
People think they get
that's
deals.
the spirit. That's the prophecy.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it says that even then shall evils grow upon earth. So it's been years. This has been increasing. Although when Russia and China start doing that, the two, especially China, the biggest buyer of American debt, they start doing that. This place didn't come right away because America quantity eased everything. Didn't let the inflation increase, but evils kept growing. All right. So now what? When this shit finally hit, it's going to explode on all levels. That's Isaiah 47. These things shall come upon thee, and it's perfection thereof. So even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. So this shit crazy. People are gonna be lost, man.
And I can't wait till they just the despair. The amount of suicides that day is going to be incredible, man. I can only imagine. But bring that scripture on, then we're going to let this video play.
Yeah, it's Isaiah 1:5, hopping on what you were just saying. It says, why should you be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. Talking about Israel. But that's the judgment the Lord is sending out. Now, ultimately, he's about to bring it into him just going ahead with his plans, man.
Well, the curses go past anyway, like you said. So Israel's caught in the middle of it, but the curses are passing over to the Edomites and the rest of the nations all at the same time. So we're kind of dealt with it, used to it, but the rest of the world is like saying, what the fuck? This is what they was dealing with? Yeah, this is what we was dealing with. Look back to what you were saying, though.
That's Jeremiah, the 9th chapter, where it says that I will punish the circumcised with the uncircumcised. 2/3 of Israel with the rest of these nations. Like you said, it says curses falling on the other nations as well when the time of judgment.
Okay, I'm playing the video.
Been paying attention, sees what's going on. There's a lot of ships out in the ocean right now not getting pulled in. Our government's insolvent. They're about to go bankrupt. We don't have an economy to speak of. People are getting fired en masse. Are you guys seeing what's going on here yet?
And unemployment is going up because people ain't trying to work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. Every little mall I pass, every store I go to, and when I went to the mall to get my daughter some stuff, and I went inside, and the cashier's like, and I said, "Oh, you're hiring? Oh, yes, we're hiring. Please, and if you want to come and pass these out to people, please." Everybody's begging. They trying to prepare for the Christmas season and all this other shit. But people so-called hire.
That heathen Kamala Harris is telling everybody to buy for Christmas right now, saying that they should have bought it, did it last month. But go ahead, let it play, bro.
We're getting shut down. Just like I said, my other TikTok that got banned. They're shutting us down. They're degrading us. They're gonna starve us. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not, but if you haven't been prepping, it's probably too late for you. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because you got about a month at most. I really think that's about what we have left on the shelves, at best. But none of the ships are getting delivered. Dollar bill got dropped as the world's reserve currency. We're done. We're going to be turning into a third world country like Venezuela. You guys think this is a joke, like it could never happen. It's happening as we speak. As soon as that happens, hyperinflation is going to set in. Probably this winter. I hope you guys got yourself some silver and some Bitcoin, or just something. Bullets, guns, food, water, firewood. The very minimum. It's going to get ugly, and it's going to start this winter, and it's going to last for a while. Don't say I didn't warn anybody. And regardless what all you lefties talking shit, so you're wrong. I hope I am wrong. I pray to God I'm wrong about this. But you know what? I haven't been. I've been right about everything the last fucking 10 years. I called this shit years ago. See what you guys got to do to understand it.
That's what Benji said. That friend, he's that friend. Right. Now his other friends are looking at him like, with that dumb look on their face. You were right. When they had to put their head down. Damn, bro. We thought you was a little out there, but damn, you were right. That's what's happening.
These elite people, the ones that are pulling all the strings, that are doing all this shit to us, they write about this stuff. They put out books and pamphlets and documents, and they publish it. And you can read their plans, what they plan on doing. It's not a secret. Google this, Operation Lockstep. It's right on the internet. It's not bullshit. It was written about 10 years ago. If you really want to know what's going to happen next, just read that. And then while you're at it, Google the document SPARS Pandemic by Johns Hopkins University. There's another one. They're going to tell you exactly what's coming next. And then Google Event 201, put on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and then come back to me and tell me if I'm wrong. In order for this Green New fucking bullshit to happen, Green New Deal, they got to get rid of the old system. So we're going to be facing some sort of collapse. And
stop
from
right
the
there.
ruin,
Somebody get Revelation 13:6. This is when they get rid of all roads lead to the MOTB, man. Lead to the Marcus Aurelius, and when you read it, refer to it as that Baba Kashab.
Revelation 13:6. And he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High, or to God, to blasphemy.
13:16, brother.
Oh, 13:16. Okay, 13:16. Revelation 13:16.
And he did open his mouth and blaspheme against the Most High. That's true, but go ahead.
Okay, Revelation 13:16. And he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand
Marcus Aurelius, brother.
or their forehead, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark.
It's Aurelius.
Aurelius.
Mark Aurelius.
Marcus
Marcus.
Aurelius.
Either had the Marcus Aurelius.
The Marcus Aurelius, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Ton, brother. You know, and that's what it's all leading up to. Everything's leading up to that. All roads leading up to it. Yeah, how you gonna fail the test when you give an answer 3 times? Come on, brother. Anybody got something?
These people are going to take control of the remaining parts of society, and a lot of people are going to die in the process. Their goal is to reduce humanity by 90% roughly by the year 2030. And if you think COVID-19 was made in a lab and released, you're right. And guess what? They got hundreds more of them ready to go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to continue this on a part 2 and talk more about how the people in the city are worse off than the people in the rural areas.
Ooh, the people in the cities are worse off than the people in the rural areas. And then Murph turned me on to that movie Blackout, where all the people leaving the city running to the rural areas, because guess what? The people in the rural areas aren't better off. They just gonna be preserved a little bit longer, and then it's gonna go crazy out there because everyone's coming that way. All right, and mostly your own neighbors.
That's it.
All right,
And these heathens, they tell everybody everything they got. You know what I'm saying? Oh, boy, look, hey, look at the bunker I have. You know, I got the bunker. hey, Bill, look at the back here. See, I could stay down here for like fucking 5 years.
Doomsday prepper.
Yeah, exactly.
Your neighbors know your face.
Yes.
You ain't got to tell us shit. Your neighbors know.
Right.
That's literally what the scripture
yeah.
says.
And in that movie, man, everybody was heading, you know, to the birds, man, and then you had that convoy of convicts that got loose. You know, and they were on the road, and here come the mother and daughter, you know, and what they do to the mother and daughter, they bang their ass out. All right, literally.
I got one.
All right, and then put bullets in them and took their car and went to the burbs in their car.
It was the next verse in that 2 Ezra 16, verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine.
That's it.
And the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
That's it. Ain't no escape. That's somebody get the running from the tiger, the bear.
Prep all you want to, like the other Malcolm said. What's the name of the movie again?
Blackout.
Blackout. Hey,
Yeah.
you're gonna get caught by the sword, man. Ain't no escape. Oh, in fact, Salaki,
That movie, The Road.
This way right here.
That's the truth.
That movie, The Road. That scene when him and his son found that bunker on that farm, you know, in that underground bunker.
Yeah.
The people who set up that bunker,
It was.
obviously they were dead. They didn't make it.
It was open. That's
Right?
how they saw.
Because you right, because whatever happened, they set up, they prepared, they were smart about it. Because they opened that bunker, they clicked on it, had power, it had food, water, canned goods, candy, alcohol,
The whole night.
water, pop. It had everything in there, except for the people that was
Who started
Except for the
it.
people.
the people that was meant to
That
use
set
it.
it up.
That's the right
Yeah.
part. See, that's the reason why we tell brothers, man, it's okay. The scriptures say the strong man knew that his house was going to get broken into. He would have been prepared. He would have watched. That means as soon as they would have tried to creep in, he would have met their ass and say, "Nice try, nigga." All right. So it's okay to be prepared, but that's not going to save you. Faith and the spirit of the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to save you. So if you know this is going to happen, you're a man of the Lord. Yeah, grab you some extra food. Make sure you have some water on deck, things that you might need. But our faith is in Yahweh Shem.
Yeah,
We
but
don't
your
rely
faith
on that
first
shit.
and foremost is in Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
That's it.
You know, it wouldn't hurt at all. I'm not telling anyone not to buy some extra food, some extra rice, some extra beans, buy some extra. Every time you buy a couple things of water just to put them away. That's it's fine. You know that you open the closet and you got water from the ceiling to the floor. That's
Wise.
fine, but don't think that that's going to save you.
That's
though.
it.
Really quick, if I may.
Go ahead.
Job 27:17. He may prepare it, but the just shall put it on.
And that's what it is. So we want y'all to do that. That's the reason. Somebody got to do it. Right. Hey, let it be said, man, because Yahweh Ratazar, man, we going to go through these privileged gated places like the barbarian whore.
That's
and
right.
they got wine from the floor to the ceiling, man.
And this
Behind glass, closed doors, it's refrigerated. Like you in a damn, in the store somewhere.
Perfect temperature, so the tan is not destroyed.
I got
Drinking
two.
that shit.
This is Lamentations 4 and 8. Their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It has become like a stick. Anybody who knows people who will start going into a famine, you start seeing them skin and bones, right? That's that famine. Now this is the result.
Yeah,
of
they
that.
get skinny and they belly swell.
Yep. And that was happening over in East India. There's a whole big group of population. I saw the little East Indians that look like the Ethiopian kids. This shit is starting to get. It's already here. The problem is Americans are only looking at America and they looking at the twerking videos. They're looking at goddammit, Let's Go Brandon videos.
Endless.
Mukbangs.
You know what I'm saying?
It's endless folly. I can't turn on my phone
Without seeing
and go on
some
YouTube
bullshit.
without seeing some rhythmless heathen, doing some stupid shit, trying to shake her titties and ass.
Everybody got a
or the
fucking
nigga
voice.
woman making it clap.
Yes. And everybody got a goddamn voice and they ain't saying shit. Alright? This is they that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with the hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children.
You know what? You can pause it right there and hold it and go to that video, and then we're gonna bring that out.
Perfect.
Because for those of you who haven't seen it, they're very aware that this cannibalism coming, and the school teachers are teaching classes on and going to the students on how we might deal with it when it comes. We'll stroll back down a little bit. There you go. Eating babies. Georgia High School has teens solve hunger with cannibalism. So this is what the high school seniors came up with. All right? But who you think guided them?
Right there.
You can play the video or just read it, either way.
You don't play all of it.
Yeah. New American cannibals. Coming to
Welcome
us.
everybody to another episode of Conversations That Matter. I'm your host, Alex Newman, and just when you thought the government indoctrination centers could not possibly sink any lower, I mean, it's not enough that they're teaching our kids to hate God, to hate their parents, to hate their families, to hate their country. Now they're teaching them the wonders of cannibalism. And you think I'm kidding. You think I'm just being facetious. I'm not. We have a very special guest with us to talk about this scandal. Happened in a school in Georgia, and she's going to break it down for us. But it is so sick. So today we have with us Rhonda Thomas, very special guest. She's become a friend of mine. She's the founder and president of Truth in Education. She's been working very closely with legislators in Georgia, dealing with education, this crazy racist trash, also known as critical race theory. She's been doing this for decades.
They don't like critical race historical facts. All right? They call it, so basically any information that reveals the heinous acts, the shameful spewing, they call it, we'll bring it out there, we'll let it continue to play. But it's not theory, it's historical evidences and facts that you've benefited from and that you still are benefiting from, these, which will lead into a whole nother lesson. But nevertheless, just to throw that out there, he said it's bad enough that basically it's bad enough to tell them the truth about the wicked shit that all our forefathers did and how we benefited from it.
That's right.
He may as well have just said it.
That's right.
Because that's when they complain about critical race theory. That's exactly what they're saying.
Decades in Georgia, working through the legislature, lobbying, trying to get good things passed and bad things stopped. She's also a member of the Protect Child Health Coalition. They're having a big conference up in Ohio next weekend. So Rhonda and I will both be there. But so much going on, guys. And so I want to introduce you to Rhonda. She's actually a returning guest. But Rhonda, thank you so much for coming on the show today. And we've gotten some emails about this as well. But tell us what happened in this school in Georgia with this grotesque lesson.
Well, Alex, I do want to give credit to Protect Student Health Georgia because they were the ones that received this first and shared it with us. So I want to make sure that. But very excited that they shared it with us, Truth in Education. But this was actually supposed to be satire. Can you imagine using cannibalism as satire for high school students? So there's a school, Richmond Hill High School.
And that's something that Esau does a lot, try to hide truth through satire. He plays games, he do it through his comedy shows, his TV shows, but he be telling you his whole diabolical fucking what we're trying to do today, brain, you know what I'm saying? Trying to take over the world, you know what I'm saying? They'll tell you.
That movie, The Day Will Come.
Yeah.
The director said that, yeah, it's just satire, but the whole thing was them showing you what they planned on doing to the Israelites. That Jimmy Kimmel, John Kerry walk out where he was throwing up the pyramid and sticking his tongue in there. You know what this is, the whole deal.
Jim Carrey got to exposing their
Yeah, he went through a whole thing. And whatnot y'all talking about, y'all don't know.
You know, the Lord put that Psalm 64:8 spirit on people, man. They can't help it.
Yep.
You know, but go ahead, brother.
School in Georgia. They wanted these students to create a business model that basically raising and eating human babies to solve the world hunger problem. And so they actually had to come up with a plan for mass production, distribution, and target market. So this came to light because some of the students got very upset, and so a parent actually submitted this. But this was being taught as satire again in an English class. This was an example.
You can't teach satire in an English class as if that's Esau, bro. That's Esau.
You know what it sounds like?
They dead serious with this shit.
Yes, come on, bro.
It's like the movie The Endgame, right? In The Endgame, they made it seem like that it was just a simulation, that he wasn't actually fighting the aliens. But really, he was really fighting the aliens. So it's like they trying to get these students to come up with a good plan to see what would be a good way to harvest and get the, like brainstorming.
Basically, no. What they're doing is that they're hiding this agenda behind young adults, behind high school seniors, behind high school kids. So they're prepping them for it, but they're also hiding it because this is the way that they can do it. It's just satire, right? But it's right. But then you find out, right? It's just satire. But then you find out that there's millions of dollars of research money behind it, and big, huge companies, and et cetera, and then it's going to get expanded to something for real.
Yeah, it was a famous Edomite chick that said it. I don't know if it was Katy Perry or another one. She said it recently. That'd be the solution.
Well, and it's funny because one of her biggest hits was all about cannibalism, and I didn't even know it until I saw the video. When she was talking about, taking part of my body, I didn't realize that she was on some Sweeney Todd shit. At the end of the video, she was all chopped up and into a pie.
And it's been coming in a lot of movies. The Gentleman's, what's the gentleman, the spy movie with
Kingsman?
The Kingsman, The Kingsman, the gentleman, my bad. The Kingsman, right? But they all wicked shit.
Yeah, when the dude failed his mission, and she, threw him in the meat grinder, and then had his boy eat him. That was his sacrifice.
Well, we had to say he said the best meat is human meat.
Yeah. And we had to say it for years.
Damn.
Yeah.
But there it is, man.
But you have been saying for years now how, there's not enough cows for all the burgers that these people think that they get a chance to eat.
Oh, yeah. Right. Which is one of the reasons why I stopped eating so much red meat. And I basically stopped fucking with hamburgers because it's just basic numbers, man. There is not enough cows in America to furnish all these burger places with beef for their meat. So that means that the meat is something. It's part beef or it's something else. And then we all heard Rabbi Finkelstein on the radio talk show laughing about it, and how he been telling them for years what they've been doing. Right. But then all of a sudden you got satire being taught in schools.
Yeah, I mean you got the FDA saying if you don't, there's a certain percentage of beef in it, you can call it beef. They said you put one blueberry in the blueberry mix, and they can sell the whole boxes of blueberry mix for as in real with fresh blueberries.
It's just like you go buy some fruit snacks, and then when you look at it, you really look at it, it says 10% fruit.
Yeah.
So
What's
basically, you
90%
just
of
bought
what?
some candy that they threw some extract from a couple blueberries and raspberries in it. And you think, oh yeah, I'm eating healthy. Oh shit, I'm just eating candy.
Right.
I mean blueberry and raspberry flavored candy, man.
Obama had signed up on that thing talking about that horses and whatnot was now being mixed in with beef and shit. So that was a while back when Obama had did that shit. So
If you're lucky, you eat the horse meat.
Well, the Lord said we.
Yeah, if you're lucky, they have you eat. You know, mess around, do Ammon and Moab on you, have you eating dog and every damn thing else.
Human
But let's let it play a little bit more, then we're gonna go into the scriptures.
Because the students were so upset, we found out about it, but we really want to make sure that parents are aware that this is trying to normalize cannibalism. We're seeing it in Hollywood, right, with the Katy Perry and the Netflix movie they did with Madonna and Drew Barrymore. So there's a lot going on. But they actually went through step by step. Let me tell you what they had. This is not part of the curriculum. We believe a teacher actually brought this in. But one of the first things that they start with is, when you first give us your child that you unfortunately cannot keep, we will take them from you. Do not be worried. Your baby is in good hands. To first care for your child, we will give them a vaccine.
Recent news, you know, America's trying to do like China. You're going to limit it to a certain amount of children you can have.
So they're gonna take the baby. And
representative-
then what's happening to all these small children on the border that disappeared? Nobody's talking about that. And then what about all the women who were pregnant coming over the border who had children inside of these internment places where they are? Nobody's talking about where are these people at, man.
What about the 60-something thousand missing so-called black and brown teenagers?
That's what I'm talking about.
That's
That's exactly what I'm talking about. All the people coming in south of the border, from south of the border. You know, exactly.
But this is but it's also happening in the hood. That's what I was.
Oh yeah. You know, our people disappear all day, every day, and then you have that one little Edomite disappear, and she was in the news for like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And then they still found her dead ass. And you know, that you're going cross country with the Edomite, and that's what you get. You know, you said something wrong, and he got pissed off and threw your ass in the room.
Warrants is basically bodies found in warrants.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people now coming. That's a lot happening. And they do an autopsy and say, "Wait a minute, how's he dead?" And then his shit moved. So just like the dude in Valdeska. You know what I'm saying? That was wrapped up in that gym thing, man.
Oh yeah, they just figured that out.
Yeah.
Again in an English class. This was an example. So because the students were so upset, we found out about it, but we really want to make sure that parents are aware that this is trying to normalize cannibalism. We're seeing it in Hollywood, right, with the Katy Perry and the Netflix movie they did with Madonna and Drew Barrymore. So there's a lot going on. But they actually went through step by step. Let me tell you what they had. This is not part of the curriculum. We believe a teacher actually brought this in. But one of the first things that they start with is, when you first give us your child that you unfortunately cannot keep, we will take them from you. Do not be worried. Your baby is in good hands. To first care for your child, we will give them a vaccine. Keep them safe from for some reason they put Panorama. After that, they usually get very tired from the shot. They will get sick and will not wake up. Can you believe this? So when this happens, we have a small funeral. And after that, in capital letters, we feast. Since the child has passed, we don't need to take up any more land for cemeteries, so we slap them on the grill and cook their flesh and make delicious hamburgers. They taste just like the real thing. Oh my gosh. Then they go into their business plan of mass production.
This is
For mass production, we would encourage the U.S. government to create a business negotiation with China about trying to reduce their population by donating children to our government. We also take all children from organizations, including foster care.
So they're going to call the Chinese children Asian food? This is some bullshit, man. You know? Real life Chinese.
We're having Chinese for dinner.
Hey, the Chinese said removes his food. So now they gonna be here.
It would be fitting because that's what they do to the dogs and cats and rats and
What
shit.
did you in the old kung fu movies? You see cannibalism and shit. Old kung fu.
And these people,
Just taking this to the extreme. And it says the production is once they receive these babies, Alex, the meat is cured and dried, similar to that of beef jerky, so that it doesn't spoil and is preserved longer. And then they refer to having a Dahmer's mini camp. You are what you eat. And the target market for this is low income, poverty areas and countries.
So niggas, niggas, this is what Esau Edom wants you to know, that you are like food.
So you the target, man.
You like food. You know when you're watching the cartoon and the guy was so hungry and they start looking at the person and there's a hot dog.
Yeah, that was an old Looney Tunes cartoon.
Bug Bunny and a little chicken on the damn raft in the water.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah. You see that? But that's also that predictive programming, and it's the scriptures, man. This is to pick up in Lamentations 4. The hands of the pitiful women have sodden their own children. The Lord said this is going to happen. They were the meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. He said that was your meat, that was your food, that was your consumption. All right. The Lord has accomplished His fury. He has poured out His fierce anger, and has kindled a fire in Zion, and have devoured the foundations thereof. One more, Isaiah 9:20. He shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry. He shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm. All right. When it gets down to it, it's gonna be the hunger is gonna be real, man. That's what they had in the movie The Hunger Games.
Not only that, the movie Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
When and to keep them from stuff, and that's why all the old people, if you notice, all the older people had one leg, or they had a one leg, one arm, and they had metal things and things like that, because the older people would donate their arms and their legs to stop the people from eating the babies.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's why all the old people were hobbling around. They were like, "Fuck it, I'm old here. Don't eat the baby. Here, take my arm." And the guy would give his arm so that they would save the child. And the guy and the apex of the movie is the scene when the guy makes it all the way to the front and he's talking to the top guy, and before he takes him down.
Yep.
And he that scene is legendary, man. He says what I hate about myself, and he said I know what human flesh tastes like, and he said, you know what I hate even more than that, I know that babies taste the best.
Wow.
So this, come on, man. All right.
Adrenochrome shit.
Exactly.
Killing them, drinking the blood. All this is coming out. You saw you exposed, man. You're a sick motherfucker, man.
And to make it even more sicker, that this famine is a forced famine. Like, this famine is a planned famine. This famine is something that they pushed. It didn't have to be like this. They actually.
I just said that, brother. Look. You had a lot of Palooza with more than a couple 100,000 people.
Yeah.
You had all sorts of gatherings. You done had marathons. You didn't have Super Bowls and ball games and all these gatherings during the time of the most dangerous, contamination, almost contagious thing the world has ever seen. But at this and all the time, and mind you, during all that time, all the ports were operating just fine. Everybody wearing their mask and doing whatever, and the ports were operating just fine. Now all of a sudden, you got to shut down the ports to protect everyone, and you're gonna blame it on the people who didn't or don't want to comply.
That's not working.
Are you fucking serious? And you think that the deck is about to go up, man?
They got the farmers getting rid of their
You got farmers. Yes, sir, brother. You got farmers destroying the livestock and their animals and their crops. This is planned.
This is Ephesians 5. I'm gonna get to the point 12. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret. All things that are reproved are made manifest by the light.
Ooh.
For whatsoever doth make manifest is light. So this is our job. the shit we talking about, what they doing in secret is madness.
God.
It's like unbelievable.
Our job
You
is
was
to
a
shine
regular-
the light on the darkness, man.
Shit.
You just you look.
Nobody come.
You gotta
call it.
Yeah, you just gotta put the light on them, man. And that's and hey, I was just saying the other day, man, how majority of wicked acts are done in the dark because people think they can't see them. All right, they think that they can't see them, man. All right.
That's Luke.
Hey, yeah, there you go. You would think it's some mad. They're like, oh, y'all brothers tripping. They doing all this. Hey, look, man, the shit gets weird. Hey, what did it say? Stranger than fiction.
You got it, brother.
This is Luke 8:17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest.
Right. So everything that Esau tried to, sweep under the rug, that he tried to push behind the door, or he tried to shove up in the closet and close it and make the place look presentable. As soon as you open the door to hang up your coat, you get hit with a wall. Right. It's all his trash come out, man.
Right. But
And
really all of this happening because he know his time up.
Yes.
So really he fucking pissed off, man. And he like, you know what? We gonna send his world into chaos, man. Alright, since we know it's almost over. Yeah, hey, what's that? Revelation.
And if I can't have it, nobody can.
Right.
A couple years back, I think it was about 5 years back, there was a cop whose wife filed for divorce, and he got the divorce papers and the child support papers all in the same day, and he went home and put two in her head, man, right in her face.
Yeah.
All right. Then he put bullets in the kids, and then he put one in himself, man. And that's what he did, man. Because basically he was like, look, ain't nobody else gonna be. He was like, ain't nobody gonna be dicking you down in this house that I'm paying for. Right. And you gonna have another dude up in here. My kids calling him daddy. He popping you, getting my goodies. You spending you taking half my money and my pension from me. So he was like, fuck that. He got rid of her ass. He said, fuck it, then we all dying. And that's basically what he did. And Esau has that mindset that if I can't have it, nobody can. And he's really trying to he's destroying the world, man.
This is 2nd Ezra 16:62. Yea, the Spirit of Almighty power, which made all things and searches out all hidden things and the secrets of the earth. Surely he knoweth your inventions and what ye think in your heart, even them that sin and would hide their sin.
And part of his policy, somebody get the Daniel's 8:25. It's those secret councils you're talking about, these secret inventions, man. And Esau's technology is harmful. At first glance, it seems like it's this wonderful new invention. But what it does to the ecosystem, what it does to the body, what it does to the water, the air, the quality of life, it just for a little bit of ease, of aid. All right, to make life easier, you destroying life.
I got one to finish this. Okay, 64. Therefore, have the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be embarrassed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers.
Ooh, that's
in that
beautiful.
day.
Come on, read it again. His own sins. It's a good time to bring out that shameful spirit in Habakkuk 2:16.
65. And when your sins are brought forth, ye shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day.
Right, and that's another reason why they're so upset with critical historical, with critical race historical facts. I like to call it. I have a whole channel called that shit. All right, because this critical race theory. Oh hell no, critical race factual history, man. All right, and so anytime you bring out what they're doing wrong or show them what they're doing wrong, they get upset, man. All right. Hey, then nobody. Hey, look. But you know what? I guess it's in your nature, man. Because look, man. Abel knew that he was supposed to sacrifice an animal. So, but here you coming with some greens and carrots. You know, to a God that demands a blood sacrifice.
Just all.
All right. Right. But you know what? You know what though? But Esau want to do shit his way. He was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna boil this shit. Put a little olive oil in it, put a little salt in it, and present it to the Lord. The Lord gonna be like, yeah. No, he not, man. The Lord wanted a blood sacrifice, man.
Knowing Esau, his ass would be
You
raised.
always gotta, try to do some different shit, man. It's like for centuries, you've been running around with a bald motherfucking face. Got men, grown men, 70, 80 years old as fuck, with a bald fucking face, man.
Right.
Looking effeminate. Now I know why. Back in the hood, man, doing, back in the day, every time a white guy came around with a bald face, the kids would say some dude that was looking like Chester Molester. Because clearly people have been molested and it was by some damn white dude with a bald face, with a Bible and a damn and one of them Catholic garments on.
In my neighborhood, if you got a bald face, that's frowned upon. They call it, like you said, they call you a chest.
Like, damn, man.
They won't be on your face like a chest.
Yeah, man, exactly, man. Man, why you was around here looking like you be touching little kids and shit?
Like you.
Peter Pan.
We used to talk about that when I was a kid. That shit crazy.
It's young. It's funny because as young men, you couldn't wait till
the
beach
beach
start
club,
showing up on your shit. You in there, it's coming in.
Bro, you combing a little man.
Right.
You combing that shit.
Right. The girls were touching it. Ooh.
They like, ooh, your beard red. Yeah, bitch. Did you dye it? No.
They say you just don't turn the lights down and shit.
I got one to back up what you were saying about how you got the mentality of if I can't have it, nobody can. This is Job 18:4. He teareth himself in his anger. Shall the earth be forsaken for thee? So that's what he wants. He wants the whole earth to. I used to use the analogy, man. Motherfucker in a UFC ring, get punched in his face one time. He said, "No, shut it down. Everybody go home. No more UFC." Nigga, you got hit in your shit like nigga, you got in the ring.
Right.
But it said he teareth himself. Like, hey, he don't care about his own people. He teareth himself in his anger. Shall the earth be forsaken for thee? And shall the rock be removed out of its place? And that rock is talking about Yahweh Shai, man. So the earth is really the Lord's gift to Yahweh Shai. The kingdom we're talking about is the kingdom of Yahweh Shai that's going to come. So he's not going to get removed out of his place. And the whole earth ain't going to die because that's what he'll tell you. If we fall out of power.
Yeah, that's the way he tells the story.
Yeah.
No, because he wants to make it we. A matter of fact, man, that brother Kazak Yahweh are putting up some fire scriptures, man. I was reading them now. And let's read some of those scriptures, man. But yeah, that's his mindset, though, brother.
I got a precept on this.
Go ahead, brother.
Ezekiel 12:4. How long shall the land mourn and the herbs in every field wither? For the wickedness of them that dwell therein, the beasts are consumed, and the birds, because they said he should not see our last end. So Esau got that. If I'm going down, taking everything down. Like Jeremiah's like, how long is it gonna happen? This devil know he got to end. How long is he gonna destroy everything else? Because he got to fucking go.
Hey,
Khan. Hey, I see the elder on there. Tell him, hey, Shalom, elder, Yahweh Shabbat. That brother, the Bible teacher from South Carolina, brother Mata Zakbar. Shalom, Zaquan.
It's funny because when they start kicking them Edomites out of South Africa, their excuse is, who's gonna farm? Who's gonna farm the land? They don't know how to do it. Like, what do you mean? Like, they were just fine before you got there.
They was right. They were farming before you got there.
Who the fuck farmed before you got there? This shit don't make like the whole earth gonna be forsaken.
And you know what though? That was the first real. Now when you think about it, man, the way that they were killing them Edomites over there and doing the shit to them, and they kept that out of the mainstream media, and the only people that really cared was in America was them low level racist motherfuckers, but nobody was listening to them. And that just goes to show you that Esau was even divided even back then, because if that was happening in America, they would have made a big deal out of it. But it was like these South Africans were getting slaughtered and then pushed off their stolen land. Because I'm not gonna say getting pushed off their land. They were getting all this land that they had stolen was getting taken back from them, and nobody cared. No, they didn't send them, the Marines or the Army over there. Nothing. You know why? Because South Africa is completely not strategic for America. They didn't really need it, man. I know that they have, every nation got a, African, European, or whatever. But way down there in South Africa, if it was more in North Africa, closer to to the land of Israel, and other then they probably would, you know. But if you
resource.
way down there on the, you know, past the southern equator, it's useless. So nobody cared. Nobody go help them. So a house divided cannot stand.
That's right. And also, they know that they're guilty. He himself knows that his forefathers are guilty. They can't go do that anymore. Even now, with America, you know why they can't cancel Chappelle? Because he said the thing that hit him in the gut. He said, the baby killed a nigga and nobody cared, but y'all want to cancel him over the fucking alphabet game.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is, they know they're guilty of that. This Nahum, just like the South Africa shit, they know that they robbed them for that land. They killed them, they murdered them. They rise up. What can you say about it? This is Nahum 3:19. There was no healing of thy bruise, thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap their hands over thee. For upon whom have not thy wickedness passed continually?
Come on, man.
The heathens is like, fuck you, man. They know. That's why Isaiah, what is 31? It says, no, 33. It says, you shall cease to spoil, you shall become a spoil. These heathens, everybody's waiting to take you fucking down. And these
Call and read it again, brother. I need to hear it again.
And these divided Edomites, they trying to stand the cut. They so stupid and delusional. Well, we're going to just take sides whoever fucking win. No, you're going down too, man. You should be called the border of wickedness.
That's right. Hey, the Lord said he's coming back to there's going to be a great slaughter in Basra.
That's right.
It didn't say the neutral Basrans going to get passed over.
Right.
Like the ones that I didn't do it. My family didn't own no slaves, Lord. Now, yo, man, you part of this family though, right? Nigga, you getting it too. Like, you know, you getting it too.
They all prospered off the system.
Right.
They all prospered off this money.
With my LA accent, come here, bitch. Come here. Lord, you're going to get brought before the Lord, and it's going to get put on you, man.
That's right.
I'll call it and bring it again. Yeah, they put fire up there.
And he got this whole article. Yeah, go ahead.
This Nahum 3:19. There was no healing of thy bruise, thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap their hands over thee. For upon whom have not thy wickedness passed continually? You people are happy to see Esau go down, man.
That's it.
They happy to see this country America go down. They shall rise up suddenly that shall vex thee.
That's it.
All right?
That's it. This is GMS Quantawath Complex, brother. In his piece entitled The Effects of the Lack of Food, The Conquest of Famine, Chapter 2, W.R. Ackroyd states that people suffer from persistent clamor for hunger during a famine in his authorial. He precisely states that it basically the obsession with things to eat. In this late stage of hunger, the victim will sleep for long hours and wake up and concentrate only on his growing weakness and ways to get food. Normally, honest people are willing to do anything to get food. Along with their willingness to break their normal morals, people also become indifferent about the welfare of others. Cases have been reported where mothers have snatched food from their starving babies and fathers have fought over scraps of food with their sons.
Damn.
Right? And I'm pretty sure if you go into this, they'll start breaking it all down. Well, we know what we were reading here in the scriptures, man. When you pine away, when you sit there and pine away, that's that waiting and wanting. God damn it, I'm hungry. And you see fucking Daishiki on the block that kept turning your motherfucking down. She fat and thick as fuck. Your ass gonna go rape her ass and eat her ass. Literally, man. It's about these women gonna be eating their kids. These kids gonna be eating their parents. All right. These kids gonna be eating their grandmothers. And then, you know how many grandmothers and grandparents are raising up these monsters. Yeah. The scriptures say they're gonna raise up monsters, man. These are monsters now, man.
Just saying a little looked like he was about 3-4 years old, pulled out a gun and said, "Where's your mama?"
Yeah, I saw that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, little shorty was talking whole time. He had his hand in his pocket when he walked up on the woman that was recording. And his whole man, you see that demon came out there.
Where's your grandma?
He said, "Where's your mama?"
He said, "What's your grandma?"
Your grandma pulled out a gun and pointed it right at her. And she's
like,
"Wait, hold on."
He's like 3 years old.
And she cut the camera off. Like he pulled out like a little 25. Wow. And the whole time he was holding like he knew what he was doing. Then when he pulled out that gun, his whole voice changed. "Where's your grandma?"
Where's your grandma?
His whole voice, that demon came out that little motherfucker.
Damn.
But this
What she do to him?
I got a precept for you. Ezekiel 5, and I'm starting that. And I will do indeed that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of all thine abominations.
That's it.
Therefore the fathers should eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons should eat their fathers.
Is the Lord just...
Okay.
Go ahead, brother. If the Lord said they're going to eat, they going to eat. They're not going to be one to eat what they going to eat. They eating people, man. First they're going to eat Fido. All right? Then they're going to eat little Fifi, your cat. Then your fucking pet boa constrictor. Your goddamn it, your chinchilla.
Right, but hold on, but a lot of dogs going to be eating people too.
That's it. That's it. That's
right.
It. These animals come out these zoos,
because you're going to have these people who, you know, who won't have, they love their dogs and not gonna be able to feed them no more, and they're gonna let their dogs go.
Right. And they're gonna form packs.
You're gonna have packs of dogs out there, and they literally gonna be eating people. Like we watched that dumbass Iscarite chick take that shortcut in the field, and them dogs followed her out in the field, and all they found was her remains, man.
That's it.
All right.
We as Israel went through this. We went through the besiege, man. 780 happened. Hey, we suffered. We went through, like everybody said, we ate the leather. All right, we ate the animals. All right, then our people ate their fucking children.
Yeah.
The Edomites got to go through this. In the kingdom, we're not going to have you eating your own damn children in the kingdom, man. You know? No, you're going to go through this shit, man.
That's it.
You're going to get them curses.
That's it.
Therefore the father, yeah. Therefore the father shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers. And I will execute judgments in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter to all the winds. So he just got to go through this, man. Even the scattered to all winds, so we're going to sell you to the Sabians. You're going to be sold into the fucking hands of the heathens, man. You're going to get everything we went through. Leviticus 26 mentions the curse of eating your fucking children. You're going to have to go through that, man. We fucking went through it. Hey, our people, if the shit what they sell at McDonald's is true, they eat their damn children right now. They eat little bonquisha right now.
Well, they're doing it. Well, what they're doing when they take these injectables, when they take those injectable fluids and venoms, they got all kind of fetus cells in this shit, man. All right,
stem cells,
yeah. All kind of shit, bro.
Yeah.
All the food we eat.
All the food is defiled.
Yeah.
Hey,
can't get around
it's
this
crazy.
easy.
It's crazy. You know, like we stay in Chicago. We stay right next to Lake Michigan. Who really know how to fish? You know, a lot of these people, especially even heathens too, they don't know how to get a stick or tie something around or got some string, or, you know what I mean, to throw it in the water or cast a net. They don't know how to do nothing like that. And here it is, you got a big body of water that contains a damn endless supply of food, man.
Also, those
crazy.
Those chemtrails, it has dry blood in it. It has barium and all that other shit, but they be spraying dry blood over the it's a whole ritual, man. Then they'll fly into a pentagram.
Big ass witchcraft ceremony.
Yeah. This is
big ass
I was gonna get another precept.
All right,
just said.
All right, I was going to hit some of these on the comment board. The Watler said, Sirach 14:5, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. Right? And when you sit there and you put these systems here in place, thinking your ass is going to be good, just like we said, we can sit up here and prep all motherfucking day, but you are not. Matter of fact, someone get it in Job, the 21st chapter, and the fullness of this sufficiency.
I got it.
And then there's also another one that goes with what Capital said earlier, how they basically everything that they stacking up is for us.
I got a scripture. This is Luke chapter 12.
I got the Job.
Fucking
Job 20, right?
Fullness of his fullness. Is either 21 or 20?
Yeah, I got it. Job 20 and 22. The fullness of his sufficiency.
What verse you at?
22.
Chapter 20. What, chapter 20?
Job 20, chapter 22.
All right, go jump up to verse, verse 15.
Okay. Going over to the next page. I mean, next section. All right. He that is, Job 20 and 15. He has swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again.
Thank you for all the gold you've been collecting. Thank you for all the palladium. Thank you for all the jaspers and the amethyst and all the mines you've been mining, all these precious things from out of the earth, because we're going to reclaim all that shit.
Yeah. His gift his gift was a temporal gift.
That's
and,
it.
and you know,
He gathered to himself.
and this and we're at the end of it now. Basically, you know, he got to cough that shit up.
That's it.
You know, like a damn wide receiver that
Get
catch a
popped
ball
and
and then he
yeah,
get paused and he get coughed that shit up.
Yeah.
Right.
Pop right on contact after
Corner
you just
gift.
secured it.
Right,
Go
you
ahead.
done caught it, one hand cold,
Yeah.
thought you was
Right.
cold,
We-
brought it in, turned around, and then got level. All right,
That ball
that's
comes in, that ball
Esau,
take
man.
the other- yeah.
That's it.
That's Esau, man.
And it was in the and it was in the touchdown area. Go ahead.
Okay.
Damn,
The Most High.
he got knocked back out of the church.
Right, he did that, and then they took
Damn.
and did a whole return on that shit. Nobody on the field.
I'm gonna take it one deeper than since y'all gonna use a football analogy. Jack Tatum, he got popped, he gonna be paralyzed after they hit.
And
Yeah,
give up the
they-
fuck.
give it up.
That
Oh,
dude
man,
was ending careers, man.
Go ahead, brother.
The Most High shall cast them out of his belly.
All right, now jump on down to verse 18.
Okay.
Just hitting the points.
That which he laboreth for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down.
Mm.
According to his substance shall the restitution
Everything.
be.
So he said, wait. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. That means you're going to lose all your shit. It ain't going to be like what we did to Egypt, where we just took some
Some
shit.
of it, nah.
All right? We taking all your shit. All right?
Hey, you
Why?
gonna
The verse 19, Salaki, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor. We supposed to been really started this shit, man. All right? Because he had violently taken away an house which he builded not. All right? Verse 20, I'm just going to the point. Verse 21. There shall none of his meat be left.
Give me that
You hear that?
Damn.
None of his meat shall be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, after he tried to speak, he's getting the culmination of setting this bullshit plan up, shall he be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. And that's the laborers. That's you go in the word, the wicked there, right? Con. It'll go this the laborers, man. It's not actual wicked person. I'm all. All right? Laborer, sufferer, workman. Ones who were toiling. So all these people you're gonna starving on out, these people who busted their ass and believe in your dumbass system, them patriots, man. Wait till them patriots really and these militias get together, man. You're gonna see some motherfucking carnage, man, and they're not gonna show no fucking mercy. These motherfuckers wear the black American flag outside their house, which goes back to the Confederate days, was saying that if you come over here, we are going to die for what we believe in. So know that. You better be prepared to kill us because we're prepared to kill you. These motherfuckers got that shit on their cars, on their fucking trucks, on their fucking Humvees, and their motherfucking houses, man.
Yeah, some of these guys, they are not playing, man. They ready to go. These Edomites are pissed off, and basically, they just waiting for the. Once the first shot is fired, it's
over.
right.
It's over with. Hey, they say they'd rather stand on their feet than down.
They just had some MP. They just had some MP in Europe. I think got stabbed, and they're calling it an act of terrorism, man.
And now they're starting to give all the MPs security detail now. Because if you go back in Europe, I used to live in London. I walk right past Downing Street, where their equivalent, their premier, their president live. You can't walk. I'm like literally, it's right across the street. I'm walking right there. You can't do that to the White House. It's a fence on top of backpacks and berries and shit. They over there in Europe, you can be on the bus, on the tube, or in a restaurant, and you see an MP, premier, or whatever, and they were more. They didn't hide from their people. You know what I'm saying? And they relatively was untouched. All right. Now they're reaching out and touching somebody.
Yeah. Well, it's so much unrighteous policy being decreed, man. You know, that people are starting to react, man.
It's a lot, man. What's that movie where the guys are hunting down the news reporters and celebrities and stuff?
That sounds like quite a few movies. Oh, the one that recently. Yeah, they were the one with that little blonde chick with the big breasts in it at the end. That was a good ass movie, and everybody on it had said some sort of negative comment on the internet towards something, and these elites were. What was the name of that goddamn movie?
They was hunting down the movie stars, the news reporters.
No, none of these people really famous. But it was a one when the people got gassed, and then they woke up and they were in the middle of a field with a crate, and they opened the crate, then there was weapons in it. And as soon as they grabbed the weapons, they started hunting and shooting them down.
It was supposed to be like
I know, and they were actually somewhere in Europe.
Hunt something.
Mockingbird.
No,
not
that do sound like what again? That's the same.
Yeah, it's called The Hunt. That's what it is.
The Hunt, the water brother.
Oh,
It's called The Hunt. I don't know if that's what you're talking about.
It's all similar.
You could say
but it's similar.
That's them putting it out there. They putting it out with the,
they putting it out there.
Basically, everybody that was involved in that had made a comment that offended these people because they exposed something or came, you know,
They were whistleblowers.
they were whistleblowers.
They were all whistleblowers.
Right, they were like, this is some bullshit, this is a lie. Well, and then they were like, oh, did you not say so? Because they were all trying to figure out, why the fuck are we here? Why us? Because they all had said something or, you know, made a comment or something. And there it is, man. And it goes to show you that Esau's really going to do things like that.
I got the scripture.
Bring it out, brother.
This is Revelation 18, because y'all, basically earlier I was saying how Esau going to give everything up. Alright, it says, reward her, Revelation 18:6, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, and the cup which she filled to her double. So here it is, Esau, he robbed us, so we're gonna double rob him. Alright, we're gonna take it. Alright, he killed us. Alright, and that's why he's gonna get the judgment. Ultimately, he's gonna get exterminated after he served his punishment, man, because he literally is trying to exterminate the Israelites. What's double of trying to exterminate somebody? Extermination.
Yeah, and it's gonna be so brutal. All within the law, though. Nothing unlawful, but it's gonna be so brutal. Bring it out. Then I got one, brother.
This is Luke chapter 12, verse 16. It says, and he spake a parable unto them, saying, the ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do, because I have no room where to bestow my fruits? And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater, and there will I bestow all my fruits and my goods. And I will say to my soul, soul, thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease, eat, drink, and be merry. But the Most High said unto him, thou fool, this night thy soul shall be required of thee.
So state all that, stocked all this shit up just for you to get smoked by the Lord, man.
Yeah, you get to look at it all and then get none of it.
Because of that pride, man.
Very well.
You looking at the gold, polishing it off.
And that was his security. He felt secure in that.